Hey everyone, Joe Manuel here. We are designing this app. We're going to take our next video here. We're going to do something pretty quick, actually. Um, in this one, we're only going to fix some of the spacing. If we look back over at this app, we can see what's new, join a yoga plan. We've missed some of these, so just a little bit to clean up the length of the courses or classes. And then the last thing we'll do in this video is designing what happens like when you click one of these tiles or classes to go into it. What happens is, we'll take a look here. Once it is clicked, just to give you a visual, it pops into this, I'll call it, in the advertising world, I have a background in online advertising, so we call these like interstitial ads, where it's those things in those apps where you're looking at something, it pops up this ad called an interstitial, and then you move on. But so this kind of like interstitial in between thing that gives you the class preview, and then you can click on it and press play. Basically, that will be the last part of this video. So, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. This course is about designing this Lotus Yoga app, and from kind of start to finish. Yeah, we're like 5 videos in, and what we've got so far in our mock-up is a couple rows, a couple of these tiles / cards, little things that show off our classes, our kind of placeholder, makeshift dummy classes, if you will, from our database. That's it for the intro. Let's dive in. Let's see what we're going to learn here today. So, what do we need to have happen here when someone clicks one of these things? Well, I'm going to go with the picture as the element that'll be clicked, and we're going to go over here and click Start and Edit Workflow. And this is something that each element that you draw has something. So here's what we want to have happen. No, shoot. All right, let me back this train up 1 second. We want it to go to a new screen, but let's build that screen first. So I'm just going to drop a group on here. Then I'm going to take a look. So we're going to call this the class preview group. It is going to have the same dimensions as all of our other ones, and drag this down to match up with whatever that is, 708. Yep. We're going to take away the background color. Just kind of make it look nice if it's ever on an iPad. And that we're going to make it not visible on page load. This is, again, another one of those things that we're going to manage through like URL parameters. So when the nav parameter, when this page is navigated to, is, we'll call this class preview. When the nav parameter is class preview, this element will be visible. So you've probably seen a bunch of those. If this is your first video, maybe go back and take a look at like what this is, or kind of hang on and actually show. Now we can do this next step here of defining the workflow off of this, and we'll navigate to that page. I'll show you how. So this is our image that shows up and gets browsed through here. And when someone clicks that image, here is what we want to have happen. Haven't seen this one before, but I'll show you. We want to display some data. So think about this. The person could be clicking this further vinyasa one. They could be clicking this flowing into the splits, more about asanas, right? Any of these. How do we know when we pop up our new group, which is going to have an image, which is going to have If we bounce to about this, somewhere around here. Yep, this. Okay, so like basically our new group is like this kind of container of this interstitial page, but how do we know which picture, right? And that picture is dependent upon which of these is clicked. So to get that right, what we do is when this is clicked, we display data into, actually it's going to help, I'm going to have to go and define what type of data. It's going to be a yoga class, because that's the type of stuff, right? The yoga class has that preview image. It has all these things associated with it. That's what the type of data is going to be. Okay, so we are going to look for that new class group, this class preview one. So class preview group, what we're doing here is we are displaying the current cells yoga class. So the current cell could be this one, could be this one, could be this one, since we're only working with this top row. So it's going to take that particular class and it's going to put that data into the class preview group so that when we navigate to it, which will be our next step, navigation, go to page. Right. Okay. It's actually, we're doing this funny way. We're on this mobile course. This is our actual page in Bubble. And then we want to send, we've kind of got these imaginary pages that are different. They're not imaginary, they're real, but they're controlled through these query string parameters for whether they show or not. So class preview. So this is what I kind of alluded to before, like if you haven't seen the navigation part of how this works yet, and you're new to this video, this is it. So what's going to happen is that when someone clicks this image, the data of whatever image that they clicked, all the data associated with that class, because that class is going to have a video, right? That's 20 minutes long. Do your yoga class for the day. All these things. It's going to display that data into that group, and then we're going to navigate to that group, and then we're going to do some things so we can show off that data. So, yes, this is what we want. All right. So once that's clicked, back in our class preview group, what do we need? Well, we need an image. So I'm going to go down and look for that. Plop that onto here. Now I have designed an image that I'm going to put into this further vinyasa one. So we're just going to work with this one for the sake of this video. And you could, I'm not going to do all of them, to be honest, for this purpose. What it would be doing is, I'd create another 20 or 30 minute video of putting in 15 of these images into the database. And we've already seen how to load things into the database. So here's what you would do if you did that. You would take all of these, you get them sized, and this will be available to you if you choose to. So I will make these images to the proper sizes. I'll make all 15 of them or whatever. They will be available on the link. It'll be up to you if you want to, kind of go down that road. But what you would do is you would just upload these to the hero photo area, save it. I think that these are, well, they're 320 wide. I know that much. I think they're like 400 tall. And one of the things we want to do here is, because it's an image, we want to keep the elements proportioned as the page is resized. Yes. And yeah, we'll keep it as a standard image. I just want to look at some of the other options. We don't want any roundness. But so here's the important thing. Here's what we'll change it so that if somebody clicks the further vinyasa or the flowing splits or the more about asanas, how do we know for this image here to get the right one? Well, we tell Bubble to grab a dynamic image, and remember, this data source. Let's see. This data source is what is this data source? Do search for data class. Search for yoga classes. First item. Which first item? There is only one item. So like what we've done is we shared, if somebody clicks this in our workflow here, just to try and give full understanding, we've shared this class. This class, which is in our case, it's going to be this further vinyasa one. So just if you want to think through this clearly, this is clicked. This data is sent. What data is that? It's that further vinyasa one because this is what we're working with. So we do a search for that class, and we say the first item. It's the only item, so that gets that data into this class preview group. Now that the data is in there, we can access it through this right here. So the parent group, which is, we've got an image inside of this parent group, and we want the hero photo. Hero, that's just a nomenclature from some web design stuff that says, the main image of the page or whatever. So I think we're gonna just leave it as is. And keep elements proportion. Yeah, okay. So we've got, let's preview this and let's see what we're working with. I think we're doing pretty good actually. So if we click this further vinyasa, yes, cool. So we've showed up to this page. Can't really do anything here yet, but we've established that actually, I don't have a second image to know if, let me go home here. If we click this one, clearly nothing shows up because there is no image there. If I had a second image, maybe in a further video, I'll actually just kind of do all of this stuff, and I'll just explain, hey, I filled in the database, so now these photos are here. No need to go through those exact steps. So we've got something pretty working here compared to this. Before I dive into the rest of that, I do want to take a moment to just clean up some of this stuff here. So I'm going to take this timing one, copy paste for the time as in the length of the course. I'm going to drop it into, just see how that compares to the video. Send this to the back. I want this group, bring it to the front. Looks pretty good. It should just work exactly the same for this parent group, for this data. The data of this is the current sales class. So let's see if, I think that'll just pop the length onto these bottom ones here. Yes, so 20 minutes, 22 minutes, etc., 24, right? So all of these now have the time. Cool. Something else we need to do. I want to look at, I think I want to make this, what do we got for spacing? 2040, we got about 45, maybe 50 pixels before the bottom of the menu. I want to use up 40 of those, so I'm going to go 80 on let me make sure I've got the right one here. What exactly did I change? I'm just going to hit the back button because I don't know what I changed. This thing, I want to go 80. Okay. Yeah. This is one of those ones where there is something a little bit weird because we have in order to get these things displaying flush on this left side here, we had to create like an extra group. So I think I was clicking that extra group because what I want this vertical repeating group at 280. And then I think what I was clicking was this thing. Yes, which is 280, which just going to knock it back down to 240. Make sure it's like, yeah, okay, it's still in the hierarchy. So we're good. All right, I just don't want to break anything because it's easy to do that. And then you're left confused. What I want to do with this one is I want to bring it down 30. No. Sorry. This here. 30. You know what? I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to give it a little bit more room. How much room? Probably like another 50. Let's see if we can squeak by with 40. Go 808. 40 there. Add 40 here. Get back to our home group. Add 40 here. And yeah, cool. So what am I going to do here? What I want to do here is I want to make some room for the titles up top. And, I actually thought these things feel super scrunched together. So I'm going to make this, what did I add? I added 40. I'll add another 320, another 40. I think I got that inside group again. I want this the most high level of this vertical repeating group. All right. Okay. Increase that. Increase the kind of intermediate group that allows us to get our special spacing. Drop this one down. Not by 40, but by I think another 30. No, sorry. That's this by another 30. 60. That should give. Yeah, I like that. I think that is a pretty good amount of spacing. So this tops picks for you. I want this one to show up. Really don't want it in this group. Actually, I think it'll be fine in this group because that group has the bundle. And what I want here is I want to know that bundle's title. So I want the parent group's bundle's title. And let's see, yeah, not fixed with, pretty good. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. So I'm also curious, like the vertical spacing in between each of these, rows 3, 4, and 5. How's that spacing doing? Bigger, yeah. Okay. So we got your picks for you. What's new? I feel like that could come down just a touch. Meditations. Let's bounce back to. Here. Let's see what. Maybe a little bit more. Let's see. A little bit bolder, a little bit bigger font. Yeah, the title is definitely closer to the group, and then, but I think we're looking really good. We're looking really good. So how will we fix this? We'll just go up to 18. I'm going to see if there's a thicker lato. In the world of fonts, if you're not familiar, they go from like 300 to 900. Apologize. I think my computer is struggling with all this video recording. I normally don't record the webcam here, but I thought I'd say, hey, what's up, y'all, today. Okay, cool. Yeah. So Lato. So we want to, regular is usually like 500. It goes 100 and 900. I want to do something like 700. So I want to just take away that bold. And, okay, what did I say I wanted to do? I think I want this to come up by 30. No, 20. And see how that looks. Okay. Yeah, cool. All right, so it's a little bit different than the picks for you. I think this is the last thing I'll do. I'll get this one to have this Lato 700 as well. Put it at 18. See if we can't get this looking real nice. And then that'll be it for this video. Just some small cleanup items. Let me just check my my list of what it is to do for this video. Titles of the rows, the class length, we got that. Yeah, we got the spacing. Oh, okay. Just to notice that this one doesn't have any categories, these bottom ones. Only the top one had the extra, like these are just the titles, but the top has the intermediate vinyasa stuff. So I am going to, first off, just check this. Okay, picks for you, what's new. Looks like what I want to do. Okay, one thing to notice, this what's new in the top row, and then these middle rows, there's quite a big difference here in terms of their spacing. So I'm gonna, here's how we'd figured that out. Because this one is so wide, I'm gonna bring this up 20 pixels. I'll bring up this vertical repeating group 20 pixels. I will bring this whole thing down 20 pixels. I want to look at this thing. I want to take that to there, more or less. Top picks for you. This looks, yeah, I think this should look, this will be good enough. All this little, I hope you're really on like 2x speed here on YouTube, because this is like the boring part. Like, we're not like making new awesome things. All right, but look at this. We are looking pretty hot. And I'm actually going to see, I don't know if I designed, did I, flowing in the splits? Let me just see if I have another. Do I have any more hero flowing to the splits? Oh, hell yeah. All right. I'm going to show you guys the full deal of what we created here. I didn't realize I had already created these images. Go me. Okay. So what is this going to show us? It's going to show us when we click any of these. Yeah, we don't have a back button yet, but what we've been able to accomplish, there's a little bit of a lag. But if you click any one of these, just to get those pictures loaded, I think the first time, that's something we can worry about at a later point. But basically, here's what we've done. We've cleaned up. Oh yeah, last thing. All right. Before our summary, I'm just gonna knock this. Before deleting it, I'm just gonna hide it. So maybe I want it back. Maybe I like the. I think it looks good. I think it looks good with the extra info there, to be honest. But if we did not have that extra info, and this thing was, it's really only 80, 60. Let's go 70, otherwise it's just going to look weird from our previous spacing. And then take this guy here. We'll drop it down like 20. No, we'll also drop that down 10. It's going to mess the spacing up a little bit. I'll probably just undo this. I like it with the extra little gray info there. I know it doesn't exactly match this thing, but I don't know, if I was building this app from scratch and it was my project, I'd leave it on there. So executive decision made. Yeah, cool. Kind of messed up the roundness at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go. Let's see. Is this? Yeah, okay, sorry. Computer is very slow today. Lots of things going on. This element is visual on page load. Go back. Okay, yeah, so that's that. Okay, so cool. I'm going to summarize for today's video. Thank you for joining, making it through this far. If you found this valuable, please like, subscribe. Channel means a lot to me. Just building something here that I hope will be awesome resource for all y'all. And today's video, what we were able to accomplish was getting some spacing cleaned up so that we could look just like this, where we've got these titles here, and we've got, I didn't even bother with these, but you can see what it would take to do that. And so I will include all the hero images for these so that if you would like to, in your build, fill out the rest of the database so that all of these pictures here have all of the correct things, then you can do that. But what we got accomplished, and we'll get a back button on there in the next video, and we'll actually build this out. So in the next video, what you can expect is that we'll kind of finish off the this thing where you can play the video. So we'll get a video player, and then after that, we'll work on the classes page, the plans page, the library page. But for now, I think we're rocking it. So thank you for joining, and we'll see you in the next video.